Hello friends, my name is Himanshu, and in this video we are going to understand another important text function, which is concatenate. Till the time we have learned about text functions, which is in order to extract something from the sentence, but this is something opposite to it. This is to join text. Just for an example, I want to add this text, which is phone number is, and then I want the phone number to come, and I want to add this in all this number. So I'm going to apply a concatenate function here, concatenate, and text one is going to be this phone number is. So within the quotation I'm typing phone number is, quotation close, comma, and the text 2 is this phone number. So I've selected this one, and we will have the output. So the text 1 is this particular text, and text 2 is the cell reference. If I'm going to drag it, I will have the answer. So this is the text which is giving me phone number is, and then the text 2 is the cell reference which is giving me the cell reference value, which is this one. You can add anything into it. Just for an example, it's not that practical, but let's say if someone is asking for like the initial 2 characters should be added before the phone number, like 92, 95, 93, so they should come before phone number is. So how you can extract the initial 2 numbers from the phone number? Definitely they are in the extreme left side, and you may apply a left function for that, but we are going to add it within the concatenate function. So I'm going to write this over here. Look at the formula bar. So I have set my cursor after bracket and before the phone number, and here I'm going to apply left. Text is this one, and the number of characters that I want to extract from the left side is 2, so I've given 2, bracket close, comma, enter. So here you may see that the initial 2 characters has been added. So this is the perfect example of what all the things we can do. As a text 1, I have given a function, the output of that function is added here. As a text 2, I have written something by myself within the quotation, and that is also added. And as a text 3, I have given the cell reference, which is also added. Like here I am going and comma, and within the quotation I am typing, let's say, test. So it is also being added. So you may add it on the basis of sequence and in whatever mode you want to be. This is how you need to apply a concatenate function. In this video we are going to understand if function, but before we get deep into if function, we need to understand how logical test works. Logical test will give you output always in true and false. It's not necessary that in order to have the logical test you must use logical operators. There are functions which gives you output in true and false. Just for an example, if you have seen the last video of text functions, then you have seen the function which is exact, which gives output in true and false. So that can be used as a logical test as well. However, primarily we use logical operators, and there are 4 important logical operators, which are greater than, less than, equal to, and does not equal to. So let's see how these logical operators work. Start with equal to sign, and then I'm checking whether this cell value, means H2, is less than 40. Here we can see that this logical test is not true, because it's not less than 40, it's greater than 40, it's 55, so it will give me false. Again, I am setting a logical test equal to whether this cell value H3 is greater than 40. Yes, it is, so it will give me true. Or this particular cell value is let me consider this particular cell value is equal to 36, true. Or this particular cell value does not equal to 85, it is equal to 85, so it will give me false. This is how you need to write does not equal to one less than sign and one greater than sign. It indicates does not equal to. One thing that in this data, this is the total data, which is the addition of weightage of this particular cell, and this. So these are in decimals actually. You may see that. Okay, so don't get confused due to this. Now we may put two logical operators also in order to have the output. If I want to check, just one example, whether this particular cell value is equal to or greater than. So this particular cell value is equal to or greater than 56. So it will give me true. Now it has given me an error. The reason is being, whenever you are going to put equal to with any other operators like greater than or less than, you need to put it later on. Here you may see in the formula bar, it is considering greater than option first and then the equal to option. So that is how you need to write. Fine. So now let's get into some practical examples. Let's say school authority has asked of all the students who have scored less than 40. If the student has scored less than 40, then they are fail, and if they have scored more than 40, then it's pass. So how to pass on this particular logical test? It's very simple. Start with an equal to sign, and I'm checking whether this cell value is less than 40. Now if this logical test that we have set, that is going to be true, this means the score is less than 40. So this means the student is going to be fail. So in case of true, this means it's fail. In case of false, this means student has not scored less than 40 but greater than 40, the student is pass. So here it's fails, this means false, this means the student is pass. And if you're getting true, this means they have scored less than 40 and student is fail. However, if we don't want answer in true and false, then we need to use if function. That is what if function is. If function is nothing but an extension of logical test. Whenever you want some value, it can be in the form of function or a value or a text. Whenever you want some value, in place of true or false, you need to use if function. So how to use that? I'm starting the function with equal to sign and if. The first parameter in if function is a logical test. That's the same logical test that we have checked before. So I'm going to give the same logical test, which is if this particular cell value is less than 40, then we need to give comma and the next parameter is highlighted, which is value of true. What it's asking for? It's asking for if that logical test that you have given, if it's gonna be true, then what's the value you want to display. Now the logical test that I've given, that is a value of total marks less than 40. If that logical test is going to be true, this means the student has scored less than 40 and he should be failed. So this means in value of true we want to display fail, and fail is a text, so it has to be in quotation and type fail, comma, and then value false. What will happen if the logical test that you have set in is false? In this particular case, if it's false, this means he has scored not less than 40 but greater than 40. So this means if greater than 40, the student is pass. So what we want to display is pass. In quotation we have written pass, bracket close, enter, and we will have the answer. Drag it and we will have the answer in this whole data. This is how we need to apply if function. Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Himanshu, and in this video we are going to learn math function. They sounds like logical function because if is added to them, but they has been considered as math function. And because we have went through like math equation based function and logical functions both, so this will be hopefully will be easy to understand. So let's start. So the first condition is some sales unit above hundreds. First, look at the data. Here we have got name, city, region, employment type and sales unit. So this means Manoj Joshi is from Gurgaon city, his region is north, his employment type is agent and sales unit is 140. He has done the sale of 140 units. Now in this particular data I need to get find the sum of all the sales unit which are above 100. This is what it's asking for. Some sales unit, I need to sum all the sales unit which are above 100. So I'm going to apply this function of SUMIF. Means I am going to do sum on the basis of one particular condition. In SUMIF, the first criteria is range, and this first criteria of range is equal to criteria range. Means it's asking for the criteria range. Now your criteria is above 100 and that criteria is in this particular range, which is sales unit. So you need to do the selection of this particular range like this, comma, and now it's asking for criteria. Now the criteria in this range is above 100 and the criteria you need to write within the quotation. So within the quotation I am typing greater than 100, quotation close, comma, and then I need to give some range, and some range in this case is same, which is this one. So select the range and close the bracket, enter, and we will have the answer 3421. Means if we are going to sum all the sales unit which are above 100, then this will be the answer, which is 3421. If we need to check it, let's check it for the first time. Data, filter, and in filter in sales unit I am going to apply greater than 100. Okay, and let me do the selection. Here you can see sum is 3421, so this means it's correct. Now the second condition is sum sales unit of Noida city. I need to sum the sales unit of all those who are from the city Noida. Again I am going to apply SUMIF, and here the criteria range is going to be, because the criteria is Noida this time, so criteria range is going to be the city. So I will do the selection, comma, and then I need to set the criteria. The criteria is Noida, so simply within the quotation I need to type Noida, and then sum range. However, the sum range this time is sales unit, so I will do the selection of sales unit, bracket close. You can see it in the formula bar, enter, and the answer is 1253. Means if I will do the sum of all the sales unit which are from Noida, then it will come up to 1253. Now there is one thing that need to be remembered, that in the first case the sum range means this one and the criteria range means that this one, both were same. So in this kind of situation you need not to give sum range. It's not compulsory to give sum range. If I've removed the sum range, enter, then also it's giving me the output. However, it's a good practice that you are giving the sum range as well as the criteria range. However, in this case the criteria range, which was B2 to B64, means the city one, and the sum range, which means the sales unit, was different, so it was compulsory to give both of it. Okay, let's move to the next condition, which is average of sales unit of agent employment type. Okay, the question is that I need to get the average of agents, means I need to get the average of sales unit of all the people who are agent. So average if also works like sum if. There is no difference as such. So I'm going to apply average if. Here the range, this means the criteria range, and criteria is this time agent, so criteria range is going to be employment type. So I've done the selection, comma, and then I need to give criteria, and criteria is agent, so in quotation I'm giving agent, comma, and then the average range. Definitely average, it's asking for sales unit, so I have made the selection of this particular range, bracket close, and then enter. So the average of agent of the sales unit is 105.17. Let's move to next function, which is COUNTIF. COUNTIF function is somewhat different from SUMIF and AVERAGEIF. It's even easy. Here in COUNTIF function, we don't have any parameters such as count range. There are only two conditions, that is criteria range and criteria. So let's start. So I need to count all permanent employees. So COUNTIF range, this means the criteria range, criteria is permanent, so criteria range is going to be employment type. So I've made the selection, comma, and then criteria. You can see there is no third parameter, so the criteria is permanent. Bracket, quotation close, bracket close, enter, and there are 28 permanent employees in this data. So this is how you need to apply these conditions. In the next video, we are going to learn that if the conditions are more than one, then how we may get the solution to this. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Himanshu, and in this video we are going to understand a very important function, which is VLOOKUP. Now in VLOOKUP, V stand for vertical. This means if the data has been represented vertically, then we may go for VLOOKUP. However, there is another popular function, which is HLOOKUP. So you can make it out that if V stand for vertical, H definitely stand for horizontal data. Here you may see there are two data. First one is this one, which is named compare data. Here you can see, and another data is there, which is real data. So compare data, the data where we are in currently, you may see that we have got only serial number and name. The rest of the details are not there. Another data, however, which is real data, we have got all the details ranging from serial number, name, contacts, qualification. So we may consider real data as the master data. Now the task is that on the basis the compare data, we have got name only, and I need to check whether this name is there in the master data or not, and if it is there, then what its contact number. I can do this individually with the help of find, but here the problem is I've got ample amount of data and I need to do it in single go and need to save time with accuracy. So I'm going to apply VLOOKUP. So I'm starting equal to VLOOKUP. Once you have applied VLOOKUP function and have start the bracket, you will see all the parameters that need to be given. It is very important for us to understand each and every parameter. Then only we will be able to apply VLOOKUP successfully. So the first parameter is lookup value. Now from the very name you can make it out that lookup value means the value that you are looking for in the master data. Definitely lookup value is the value which is available in both the data. In this case it's going to be name. One important aspect is that lookup value should be unique by nature. This means we may consider name, contact number, email ID, roll number, anything that is unique. But in this very data, if we will take under consideration qualification, course or location, that can't be lookup value because that is not unique by nature. A single qualification may have 100 people. So through a qualification we will not be able to look up anything. But yes, it's possible through name. So as a lookup value, I'm considering this name. I've made the selection, which is B2. This means I'm looking for Bhagwant in the master data. Give comma. Comma is a parameter separator. And now I'm in the second parameter, which is table array. Table array is the master data. Means the lookup value which you have selected, you are looking where it is that particular table. So that is the master data. So you need to go to the master data, which is real data here. Now one thing, before you are going to select the table array, you need not to select the title. Here the titles are like serial number, name, contacts. Do not select them. Also in this data we need not to select serial number because that's irrelevant. So I am looking for a name, so I need to do the selection from here and make sure that you have selected the complete data. If you are using the mouse, then it's very quite easy for you to make a selection, but if you are willing to make use of keyboard, then Control Shift and arrow key, you will have to make sure that the complete data has got selected. Now as a table array, I have selected the complete data and just have a look at the formula bar. In the formula bar, B2 is the lookup value, and as a table array I have selected the data which is in real data.xlxs5. The sheet name is inquiry, here you may see that, and the range is from B2 to G342, and you may see that this particular range is in absolute manner. Means you may see a dollar sign in front of it. This means this data has been constant and this data has been converted into absolute. So that is something very necessary, and if it has not happened, because many times if you are going to apply a VLOOKUP function within the workbook and differentiates, then probably there can be scenario you are not getting this constant sign, means dollar sign. You need to make that constant by pressing F4. However, we need not to do anything here because it has happened. Now the lookup value I have given the cell which is Bhagwant, and as a table array I have made the selection in the master data, comma, and then I need to give the column index number. It's asking for the column index number in the master data. This means this data. We have not made the selection of serial number, so that we are not going to consider. So what I'm looking for a contacts. So name is column number 1, contact is column number 2, so it's asking for a column index number, and the index number of that column is going to be 2, comma, and then the last parameter is range lookup, and there are two options that you will get. The first option is a true, which is approximate match, and the second option is false, which stand for exact match. We are looking for an exact match here in this particular case. Means for Bhagwant I am looking for Bhagwant only, not Bhagwant Sinha or some other name. So I will go for false. Use a tab button if you are using a keyboard, and if you are using a mouse, then you need to double click on false. Okay, I have made the selection of false. One very important aspect also, like you are writing a function in a different file altogether, so don't panic, it's absolutely fine. You can write your function over here, bracket close and enter. You may find the result here. I'm going to drag it and we will have the result. Before, I'm going to make you understand about the different things that we have seen here. Let me do some change. Okay, I have done a slight change in this data. In the real data, in front of Bhagwant, I have deleted this cell value. The reason is being, I want to make you one thing understand. In the compare data, you may see three kind of result. The first one, you have got the answer. The second one is hash NA. This means Jessica is not there in that data. This means there is no match. And you will find 0 also. This means that yes, you have got the match of Bhagwan, but the cell value in front of it was blank. So this is how you need to apply a VLOOKUP function. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.